They went out there to kill that girl.
She took the condom and she turned it inside out, and she used the condom to get pregnant.
What's up?
The phone.
Yeah, I already know.
So we need to change numbers, pretty much.
I don't like the word closure, because closure to me means that everything has been taken care of and we would go back home and Sammy would be there and Maddie would be riding around on her bike, but that's not the case. What this is a resolution.
February 4th, 2015, Bastrop, Texas. 2 a.m. A deputy rolls up on a black Dodge Charger sitting in an empty parking lot. Inside, Samantha Dean, 7 months pregnant, shot 3 times in the head. And next to her, a bag of weed so pristine, so untouched, it looked like someone bought it at Target and forgot to take the tags off. Now here's what makes this whole thing insane. Samantha literally wrote in her diary, wrote it down, that Vontre Clark was going to kill her. She predicted her own murder, then got in the car with him anyway. Ladies, when the red flags are doing the cha-cha slide in front of your face, maybe it's time to change the song. So the cops start digging. Who was Samantha Dean? 29 years old. Victims advocate at Kyle Police Department. The woman who literally helped other people escape violent relationships for a living. Cancer survivor who went through chemo and still showed up to class because she was just built different. Sweet tooth that could have kept Willy Wonka in business. But then they check her phone. And boy, does the plot thicken. 7 years of late-night texts. Deleted call logs. And one name that keeps popping up like a bad rash. Vontre Clark. Austin police officer. Protector and server of, well, apparently just himself. Now look, the heart wants what it wants. And apparently, Samantha's heart wanted a man who was playing house with another woman, raising 2 kids, and treating her like Austin's best-kept secret. For 7 years. I don't know what this man was working with that kept her hooked for almost a decade, but whatever honey he was dripping in her ear must have been pharmaceutical grade. Because from the outside, all I see is a cop with a receding hairline and the emotional availability of a brick wall. They say men fall in love with what they see, women with what they hear. And Officer Clark? He'd mastered the art of whispering sweet nothings. Literally nothing. As in, no, I can't leave her. No, we can't go public. No, you can't keep the baby. A master's class in dusty behavior. When detectives bring Clark in for questioning, they're gentle at first. Real gentle. They know he's a cop. They know Samantha's dead. They know he's probably the father. But they need him talking. So watch this detective work. He's about to give Clark just enough rope.
Mr. Clark, like I said, first and foremost, my condolences. I know you told me a little bit on the phone that, and we'll clarify exactly what relationship y'all had or didn't have, but regardless of the fact, you told me something critical on the phone, and that was that, she was carrying your baby. So my condolences, but I'm very grateful you're here. So that way we can figure out, one, I get to know her a little bit more, know more about her life, and hopefully find out what happened to her. So with that said, tell me, how long have you known her?
I've known Sam for 6 years, maybe 7 years.
Did you catch that? The detective said, "My condolences." And this man just accepted it. Like he's at a wake. Like he's not sitting in an interrogation room as the prime suspect. 6 years, maybe 7 years. Sir, you can't remember? Men will memorize every Pokemon from 1996, but can't pin down how long they've been in a whole relationship. The math ain't mathing. But listen to how he describes it. Not we were together. Not she was my girlfriend. Just, I've known Sam. Known. Like she was his barista or something. And when they ask about the pregnancy...
I guess when you started back with it, or when you started with APD, you said y'all kind of picked that back up. Did it cause, I know these are uncomfortable questions, did it cause any friction with your current relationship, or did you just keep that secret to yourself?
I just kept it to myself.
Yes. When did Samantha get pregnant, or when did she tell you she was pregnant?
Sam told me she was pregnant Saturday morning. I want to say early August.
Early August.
I believe so.
Are you in a relationship right now? Or you were in a relationship then in August as well?
I'm sorry?
In August, when she told you that you're in a relationship, what did that cause you any stressors, or?
I haven't even said anything.
I haven't even said anything. That's his response to becoming a father. Not, I'm devastated. Not, I wanted that baby. Just, I haven't said anything. Translation. My girlfriend doesn't know, and if I have my way, she never will. So then he gives them his alibi for the night Samantha died. And this is where you really see the cop in him. He knows exactly what details to include. Listen to him paint this picture.
And then at about 9:30, I left. I went to the school. We have a school right across the street. Mm-hmm. Actually, I live right across the street from Sam. I don't know if you know that, but we live fairly close together. Okay. So I left because in my current relationship, we're going through problems. So I left and just stayed out for a while, and I just chilled in my car, walked around for a little bit. Then I ended up going to the police station.
Think I have anything else? Can you think of anything else that you want to tell me that might help me, or
the only thing? There's nothing. There's nothing that I know about Sam that I can think of that would help. Mm-hmm. But when I was talking to Stephanie earlier today, she mentioned some things about Sam called the police on someone, I guess a neighbor or something.
Stephanie
Burgess. It's Sam's best friend.
But here's what he's not telling them. That same night, Samantha was getting texts from a burner phone, purchased with cash at a Walmart. Now, you'd think a police officer would know that Walmart has more cameras than a Kardashian birthday party. But apparently, our boy Clark skipped that day at the academy. The texts were telling Samantha to meet up, to drive to Bastrop, to that exact parking lot where she'd die. So investigators pull phone records. And what they find is basically criminal conspiracy for dummies. Clark didn't just buy one burner phone. Oh no, there's a whole network. Phones calling phones calling phones. Like a pyramid scheme. But instead of selling leggings, they're planning murder. And the names that pop up? Kevin Watson, Clark's childhood best friend. The ride or die who was apparently willing to ride straight to a murder charge. Then there's Freddie Smith, career criminal with a rap sheet longer than the line at Popeyes when they bring back that sandwich. These 3 grown men, and I'm being generous with grown, decided to coordinate a pregnant woman's execution through, wait for it, PlayStation messages. PlayStation messages. Like they're planning a Call of Duty match. Yo, you online? Cool, let's discuss that homicide real quick before we play 2K. 4 months go by. Then, in June 2015, detectives get a call. Aaron Williams wants to talk. He's already in jail. Because of course he is. Wearing that fashionable orange jumpsuit, sitting there in handcuffs. And what he knows, it's about to blow this whole case wide open. Remember how I said these men were stupid? Well, they were also chatty, real chatty.
That you know a lot more than what you're telling us. It's very apparent through the phone conversations you've had with Kevin, through your behavior, through everything else, that you know what's going on.
What we're asking today is we want to know what these other people did, what he saw them do, what he knows what they do. That's what we're asking.
What they told him.
What they've told him, because he knows on the phone calls we've recorded, he's mentioned their names. He's talked about, putting the pieces, they talked about it, they're not putting the pieces together yet. They're not linking you to these people yet. There's a lot of stuff that was talked about in phone calls that leads us to believe he knows about what happened 5 days prior to them going to Bastrop and sending that threat.
I don't know his real name, but that he was married, and I guess he got that girl pregnant and she didn't want to give it up.
Okay, and when you say Treasy, what, I know you don't really know his real name, what do you know about Treasy?
I don't know nothing about him.
You don't know where he lives or what he does, or?
I know he's a cop and lives in Austin.
Okay, so Treasy's a cop in Austin that's a friend of Kevin's.
Yeah. And he told me that they killed the girl. I don't know.
Did he tell you who actually pulled the trigger?
No, he didn't tell me who.
You just said they?
Yeah, they went out there and they went out there to kill that girl. And Tree was gonna pay him some money to do it. I don't know if he did or not.
Did he say how much he was gonna pay?
I think $5,000
a piece or altogether?
I don't know.
I
don't know. And that's what he told me.
So they basically told you that they
just went out there.
They went out there and killed her.
Yeah.
They being Kevin and Freddie.
Yeah. I would guess it would be planned out for a while.
What would make you think that?
I mean, I don't know how far along she was. Well, he told me she was close to giving birth. So, he told me that that Teresa was he didn't want the baby, and I didn't know how far along she was. But he told me he kept trying to tell her not to have it, and I guess she didn't want to listen or didn't want to get rid of it. He told me that the girl said she was gonna ruin his life and stuff like that, but I never knew how far along she was, so I never knew how far back, if he was planning or doing anything like that.
$5,000, that's it. That's the number. That's what Samantha Dean's life was worth to these men. And Tracy? Tracy? That's the street name Clark was going by? Not even something intimidating like Ghost or Blade. Tracy sounds like a rejected Care Bear. Kevin Watson and Clark would literally log into their PS4s and message each other about murder while probably having Call of Duty in the background. GG on that match, bro. Also, did you handle that thing with my pregnant girlfriend?
Yeah, what's up?
Bro, I got it.
What's up?
The phone.
Yeah, I already know.
So, we need to change numbers, pretty much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like anybody that called, which one number, I thought to Kyla and I thought to you.
Yeah. All for that?
Yeah, you remember? Because I was looking for your house.
Fuck.
Listen to them scrambling. Change your number. Anyone that called, they know the walls are closing in. But it gets better. Or worse. Definitely worse. Because while these conversations are happening, while they're trying to cover their tracks, Vontre Clark makes a decision that takes this from stupid to astronomical levels of audacity. Remember, he's a cop. He knows how investigations work. He knows they're onto him. So what does this man do? He runs. But not just anywhere.
Indonesia, the city of Jakarta, Indonesia. It's a city of probably about 10 million people. It is a city in a country, or a city in a country that does not have an extradition treaty with the United States. I'm sure Mr. Clark will find this press conference. I have a message to you. If you have any dignity, If you have any semblance of humanity left in you, Mr. Clark, get back on that plane and come back here to Austin. If you're innocent, prove it. Come over here and face the music.
Indonesia. This man really got on a plane to Bali like he was going on a yoga retreat. Jakarta, Indonesia, a country with no extradition treaty. 10 million people to hide among. This man really thought he was Jason Bourne. But let's talk about the audacity. You're a police officer. You murdered your pregnant girlfriend. And your escape plan is a vacation to Southeast Asia? Sir, this is not eat, pray, love. You cannot find yourself in Bali after committing capital murder. That's not how any of this works. And Art Acevedo calling him out? If you have any semblance of humanity left. Chief, he had a pregnant woman executed over $5,000 and PlayStation messages. That humanity ship didn't just sail. It sank like the Titanic. But here's the thing about running to countries without extradition treaties. You better hope they actually like you there. Because Indonesia took one look at this situation and said, "Nah, America, come get your trash." So Clark's living his best life in Bali for about a month. Probably doing yoga, finding himself, maybe working on his tan. But the FBI, they're not on vacation. September 2015, Indonesian authorities grab him. And suddenly, Mr. International Fugitive is on a plane back to Texas with federal marshals as his flight attendants. No peanuts on that flight, just handcuffs. Now, back in custody, facing the death penalty, Clark decides to finally tell his truth. And ladies, gentlemen, everyone in between, you're not ready for this.
Tell us what you want us to know.
I did not kill Samantha Dean, and that's where I'm at right now. That's what I'm charged with. That's what I'm facing. I remember the day. I wake up on a Saturday morning. I guess it was September. To a text from Sam, and it says something like, "I need to talk to you." Okay, tell me, what do you need to talk to me about? I'm afraid to tell you. Just tell me. She tells me she's pregnant.
No, actually, you guessed she was pregnant, right?
Was it me?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. If you're saying it was.
Yeah, I mean, we have the text.
Okay, well, so I guess she was pregnant. I don't want to have a child with her. I don't want to have that type of relationship with her. So I told her I'll come talk to her. And at that point, she tells me that how she got pregnant. She took the condom and she turned it inside out, and she used the condom to get pregnant. That's what set this whole thing off. That's when I said, I'm going to hurt this girl. I ended up telling Kevin that I got this girl pregnant and I wasn't going to let her have this baby. And I was going to do something to her. At the time, I didn't know what, but I had planned to kill this girl.
Yeah.
He had talked to Freddie, and that Freddie was willing to do it.
And Freddie is Freddie who?
Smith. He tells me, Kevin told me about the girl, and he says that if you want to get it done, I'll kill the girl for you. And he said, you pay me 15 racks is what he said. And I'll get this to go away for you, or get her to go away for you.
I'm not understanding this part at all. About why would she park somewhere other than her house?
It wasn't Sam that parked her car.
He's saying Kevin's in the car. If Kevin and Freddie in the car, that's what you just said earlier, right?
Yeah.
On the 3rd, is your personal phone is geolocating at Bastrop the day before. So what were you doing down there then?
That's not possible.
That's what the records show. A couple of days, your phone is showing to be down there, and then that's when the text comes in, I thought you had a place picked out, is what Kevin's asking you.
Phone. And it's your 1168 number phone.
So at some point you were down there in Bastrop.
Hold up. Hold up. This man really said she performed a one-woman sperm bank heist with a used condom? That's his villain origin story? Y'all in the comments tell me. Has anyone, anywhere, ever done this? Because I need to know if this man just invented a whole new category of lies. Men really will create entire Netflix documentaries in their head rather than admit they don't pull out. Meanwhile, Kevin Watson sitting in jail singing like he's auditioning for The Voice. Tells them everything. How Clark begged him to arrange the hit. How Freddie Smith pulled the trigger. Even admits to the PlayStation messages, which, by the way, Sony definitely needs to address in their next terms of service.
At some point she posted a sonogram on Facebook. And I think that this was around the time that he goes crazy and, becomes starts really pressing about this issue. You got Freddie's number? I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, look, man, I really need to, get rid of this girl. You think Freddie be interested? I was like, I can give you his number. He might be.
How did Trey convince her to leave that house with him, 7 months pregnant, at that time of night, and go out to Bastrop
to buy a tablet?
Yes, sir.
I don't know. As far as I know, he was meeting us under the guise of buying a tablet. That's what I do know. And Freddie's like, this fucking guy. And he, jokes about him, panicking and all that stuff a little bit. And he tells me about how he was in the backseat and he shot her twice. Bam, bam. And then Trey wanted the gun. And then he handed Trey the gun. And Trey he said something crazy and then shot her once. And that was pretty much what happened. And he's like, that's why we couldn't find the third fucking case, because this guy can't even find a case.
When you say said something crazy, any idea what that would be? Do you remember it all?
Something like fuck you bitch or something, some TV shit. Something that people don't really do.
Let's go back to changing clothes.
Right.
At some point we got another case.
Right. This is where we find
Okay. Wait for it. Wait for it. I'm sorry.
So yeah, then the clothes changed. So when he pops out the thing, he's like, oh fuck. The casing, what the fuck was the casing that was in my pants? In your pants? Fucking moron. Right. On the side of the damn on the driver's side from when Trey was driving the car. It fell like right here.
Oh, in your car?
Right. So when we hopped out the car at Freddie's house, I looked down, I'm like, fucking gun right here.
And you'd already gone to Bastrop?
I'd already gone to Bastrop and came back. Freddie's making fun of Trey because he's the worst fucking criminal anybody's ever seen. It's pretty much what it amounts to. He's like, this guy, he's fucking jumpy, he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He's just fucking scary. He's a really bad crook. The reason why you're a cop and not a crook, because you're a really bad crook. One of those things.
The Facebook sonogram. That's what sealed her fate. She dared to be happy about her pregnancy online, and this man took it as a declaration of war. December 2019, 4 years after the murder, justice finally shows up to the party. Von Trey Clark, life without parole, no appeals, done. Kevin Watson, 35 years, snitched for a slightly better deal. Freddie Smith, life without parole. The trigger man gets the full ride. 3 men, 3 life sentences. 1 woman and her baby still gone.
I don't like the word closure, because closure to me means that everything has been taken care of and we would go back home and Sammy would be there and Maddie would be riding around on her bike, but that's not the case. What this is a resolution.
Wish I could have spent more time with her, but Samantha was an excellent person, and I think it's amazing that even after, she is strong because she beat cancer and she kept going and until now, but love her and miss her.
time that I saw her, especially with her baby bump now, you know, I'm gonna miss it because everybody knew she was gonna be an outstanding mother.
Samantha was special. She was the most delightful and goofy person who consumed her body weight in sugar every day. She won't be remembered as a statistic. She won't be thought of as Kyle Police Department Victim Services Coordinator whose life was taken. She will be remembered as Samantha Dean, friend and family.
Everyone tells me as time passes it'll get better, but I'm just not feeling that right now. I miss her so much.
So here's what we learned today. A police officer, someone who swore to protect and serve, paid $5,000 to have his pregnant girlfriend murdered because child support would have cramped his style. Samantha Dean dedicated her life to helping domestic violence victims. The irony is so thick you could cut it with a knife, which honestly would have been more humane than what happened to her. They named the victim services room after her at Kyle PD. Samantha's space. The waiting area is Maddie's corner, for the daughter who never got to exist. And this is where I need y'all to understand something. Samantha wrote in her diary that she was scared. She knew, but she still believed love would win. That maybe he'd change, that their baby would matter. If you're watching this and something feels familiar, if you've got your own diary entries about being scared, the exit is now, not tomorrow, now. Drop a comment if this story hit different. Subscribe if you want more cases where we call out the BS and tell the truth about these crimes. Because somebody needs to. Samantha Dean should still be here. So should baby Maddie. But at least their story might save someone else.